What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Trinity Wolf, and today, well, before we get started, Happy New Year's. This will be the last video that I make in the year 2021, and that's crazy. We've already got a new year approaching, lots to look forward to. I know for me especially, if you guys paid attention in my playlists, I have a video game coming soon, 2022. I'll be doing video games soon on the channel. The first couple videos I upload for that are mostly gonna be like old footage from games I used to play. So if I look a little different in that, that's the reason why. And I'll probably edit myself in that one as well, telling you guys like, hey, this is old footage. If you just enjoy the video anyway. But yeah, we got lots to look forward to in the year 2022. We might get some live streams of locals at the card shop at my locals. You guys will get to see the types of games I go through, or just even other games in general. It won't always be me on the screen. It's just, the top table that, is getting recorded at the time. But we got some, crazy things. 2022 is gonna be crazy. We got a YCS, we got the new ban list coming out soon. We got a, Master Duel. Tons of things are coming. And, we'll make this, it's crazy watching this channel grow a little bit. So I'd like to thank, of course, you guys via viewers. I believe 206 of you guys so far. Great. We didn't hit our goal for this month for Christmas. I maybe set a little too high. I would have really loved to have given away that Brothers Are Legend. But anyway, before I get deep into that, you guys are here for my Evil Hero deck profile. This is one I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time. It was just a Dusted Gold and Bane were just so expensive. And it's just like, I just didn't really feel like burning that much money on that. But since, we got the reprints, it's here. But if you're new, please hit the subscribe button and also hit the like button. And then leave a comment down below on what you liked, and maybe just say something crazy that you've been through this year, and that you worked through, and something that was, because this year was hard for a lot of people. I know that. I went through some things. I know a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff right now too. But a new year's coming. It's all about just keeping your head up and pushing forward, and just 2021 was rough. The last couple of years, ever since the pandemic came out, it's been rough, but it's all right. The new year's coming. New things are gonna happen. All right, guys. So without further ado, let's begin on the Evil Hero 2021 of December. Last deck profile of the year. All right, guys, per usual, we've got our standard Vision Hero Vion. We got our triple Vision Hero Ferris. This is obviously, doesn't matter what kind of hero deck you're playing, you're gonna need to play the Vision Hero package. So triple copies of Ferris is very much needed. Still two Vion to dump, and then get to the polymerization. Still one increase. Just mathematically, you don't want to see this card. If you see it, it's just unfortunate, but it's just better to run the one and just minimize your chances of seeing it. So one copy of increase. One copy of Elemental Hero Stratos. Believe it or not, Stratos, sure, it's the nice summon, but most of the time you're gonna want the Evil Hero cards to go off. So one Stratos is still perfectly fine for your normal summon. One Liquid, no reason to explain that there. Two Shadow Mist. We're not playing Mask Change in this build, so Shadow Mist's only purpose is mostly to get rid of it for the Surge. And then last for our Elemental Heroes, we've got one Burstinatrix and one Avion. Now, of course, I want to play this one, but I do have the original secret rare. I don't even know how to say it, like the Elemental Hero collection one or something. I have the secret for that, but I gotta have the Lost Art one because that one's just the bay. So for our Destiny Hero package, 1 Denier, 2 Malicious. It's all about the evil heroes. So I minimized the Destiny Hero package as much as possible. This is strictly just to either make you go combo or make Phoenix Destroyer, because it's not really about the Phoenix Destroyer. Alright, now for our Evil Hero package, we are playing triple copies of Evil Hero Odessa Gold. Now what you're probably thinking is like, but it's only once per turn. Yeah, sure, it is once per turn, but you want to see this card. If you're playing an Evil Hero deck, you want this card to go off. Plus, because we are playing more Evil Hero cards in this package, this can search for more than just Dark Calling, you guys. It can search for like so many other cards, but I'll go through that in a minute. So you want to see this card, so triple copies of Odessa Gold. Next we got 1 Sinister Necrom and 1 Evil Hero Malicious Edge. Obviously the Sinister Necrom, we can banish it to summon another evil hero from the deck, which is gonna be our Malicious Edge. So it's a free special summon, and it was so much fun playing online, and I'm playing the evil heroes along with the regular heroes, and like I'll summon an evil hero, and then they'll play like Ice Dragon's Prison, and then target like one of my elemental heroes or something, and then they'll not realize that these are fiends, and then nothing happens, and I'm just like, cool, you didn't get rid of my card, guy. But anyway, guys, now for the last bit of our monsters here, we are playing triple copies of Nibiru, the Primal Being. One thing that makes this card really great right now is that it's actually very strong in the current meta game to play right now, I believe, in the main deck. And the fact that you can make your evil hero Dark Gaia easily with Nibiru, even if you can't use it on your opponent, you can still fuse it away and make Dark Gaia, because Nibiru with gold, when you make Dark Gaia, it's a 5100 beat stick. Like that's crazy. It's already 5100, and if they have because most of the time when your opponent goes first, they set their monsters in defense. But if Dark Gaia attacks, it's gonna force that monster into attack position. So they're gonna take that hit. And then of course just Ash Blossom to negate your opponent's Fusion Destiny, essentially. Or just any other problematic cards that they're running. Now on to the spell cards. Pretty much our Searcher one-ofs. We got the Hero Lives, Foolish, and Reinforcement. I was gonna run E-Call, but there's not very many Elemental Heroes, so I just didn't want it to break, you know what I'm saying? So those are perfectly fine. And now on to the biggest portion of a hero deck profile, is our fusion spells. So 1 Polymerization, 1 Miracle Fusion, because with the spell cards we're playing, because we're playing Supreme King's Castle in this, you can actually use Polymerization to make your evil heroes. So Polymerization becomes a lot better for this deck as well with Supreme King's Castle when you use the Wonder Driver in case you don't have access to the Dark Fusion or the Dark Calling. But if you have Castle, you can just reset this and still make your evil heroes. And then of course the Miracle, just to get your absolute 0. And of course Super Polymerization. I mean, it's evil heroes, the Supreme King theme. You're gonna run Super Polymerization. I don't know why you wouldn't play Super Polymerization in an evil hero deck. Then of course the Triple Fusion Destiny. Again, it's not, this deck's not for just this play Destroyer or all that, but it gets your combo started, and if you see it, you see it. It's a good boss monster to summon. Clearly, everybody's running it in their deck. Now for our evil hero fusion spells, we have 2 Dark Calling with 1 Dark Fusion. What's funny is, with this particular build, I actually like to see the Dark Fusion go off more than I do the Calling. Reason why is because when you summon with Dark Fusion, they can't target your monster that turn with Dark Fusion. Which actually, It actually came up a few times when I was, because like every time I do one of these decks, I always test it online. And of course, the only problematic deck I dueled against was, you know, Bird Up Wind Barrier Statue. That deck is so toxic, it's ridiculous. Like you really just can't do anything. Like it's ridiculous. But anyway, that's it for those. And for our one-ofs, Fusion Recovery. I love this card. You guys are never gonna change my mind on that. Of course, the Supreme King's Castle. This can also be searched by a Dusted Gold. And this card allows you to fusion summon your evil heroes with other cards other than Dark Fusion or Dark Calling. So you can use your Polymerization. Also, if a Fiend monster you control battles an opponent's monster, you can send one evil hero from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and it gains attack based on the sent monster's level times 2 per each level. So half the time you can send like another Malicious Bane, or if you really needed to, send your Sinister Necron to the graveyard so you can set up for next turn, if there is one. But or it happens a lot too, they'll attack my monster, and then like effective Supreme King Castle. Send an evil hero, make your monster really big, and they crash into it. Oh, and of course, obviously, the Dark Fusion can be searched for by a Dusted Gold as well. And then the other card that can be searched for by Dusted Gold is Evil Mind. Now, the only downside about this, I came across the one to cut this card a few times, because the only downside to this is you can only activate it if you control a Fiend, and it relies on your opponent based on how many monsters they have in their grave. I wish instead of monsters, I wish it just said cards, because if you're playing against a deck that doesn't play monsters, this card is basically useless. But what it says is, if you control Fiend, like I said, depending on how many monsters are in your opponent's grave, you can activate one of these effects. 1+, draw a card. 4+, add a hero monster or a Dark Fusion from your deck. And then the big one is 10. You can add one Polymerization or one fusion spell from your deck, which is nuts. Because since it says Polymerization spell, I don't know if it just means the regular spell or if you can search Super Polymerization as well. I'm not sure. If you guys know, leave it down in the comments. I felt like I read somewhere it can search for Super Polymerization. I'm not sure, but the fact that this can search for a fusion spell, you could search for Fusion Destiny with this. So I found that really funny. That's why I wanted to play it. And then also, if you can't use Dusted Gold to search for your Supreme King Castle, a favorite hero can. I don't know if you guys have ever tried it, but have you seen how big Malicious Bane gets with favorite hero on him? Boy, gets pretty big. Because what it says is you equip it to level 5 or higher hero. If you control a field spell, the equipped monster gains attack equal to its defense. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. At the start of the battle phase, you can activate one field spell directly from your hand or deck. And then basically, if it kills a monster by battle, you can detach favorite hero and attack again. So, favorite hero attached to Malicious Bane, he's at 6,000 attack. It's huge. And then you have and then you have Supreme King's Castle on top of that. Then you send an evil hero when it attacks. I mean, you probably use Malicious Bane's effect to destroy all their monsters in the first place. But if they had a monster that couldn't be killed by card effects, for example, Malicious Bane will definitely get rid of it then. And last but not least, Call by the Grave, just cause. Just cause. And then for traps, just 2 impermanents. Just because, you know, I want to negate without activating your triple tactics or just, you know, just stop your Verte. Okay guys, that was it for the main deck. Now on to our extra deck. We're gonna start off with our links. The boy who steals the show, our one extra hero, Infernal Divisor. For those of you who probably have never seen this card, because I know it's not played in meta decks. It's not played in current hero decks. But what it does is you reveal a fusion monster, basically one that has actual materials on it. You reveal it to your opponent, and you can add up to 2 materials from it. Which we all know most hero fusions have only 2 materials in it. So you could reveal, example, the 2 ones that you could reveal in this deck would be Infernal Wing and Malicious Fiend. Of course, with Fiend, you'd only be able to search for Malicious Edge. But with Infernal Wing, you reveal this to them, and then you search for Burst Tricks and Avion. So it basically gets you 2 free searches. And also it boosts Fiend monsters, it points to, because this is not a hero. This one's actually a Fiend monster, but it does take 2 hero monsters to make it. But it does have the same restriction like Cross Crusader does, where if you use its effect, you can't summon anything else. And then of course the 1 Wonder Driver and 1 Cross. I actually didn't have Cross in here because I didn't want to do the Destiny Hero plays as much. But in duels, it came up way too many times where I'm like, dang, I really wish I had the Cross Crusader. So I cut the Flame Wingman out for it because this was, you know, another Miracle Fusion target. Because, you know, you would make the Infernal Wing, right? And then you could use the Miracle Fusion to make the Flame Wingman. But I had to cut something to put Cross Crusader back. So unfortunately, Flame Wingman was the one that had to go. And then of course, our last link, Verde Anaconda. We don't necessarily need this card. It's just, if you just can't, you know, if you just can't get there, this is the card to make Phoenix Destroyer. Now onto our Elemental Hero Fusions. This one's really short, just the Sunrise and Absolute Zero. Like I said, Flame Wingman would have been in here. Maybe you could put him in the side deck if you really want to, but there's really no reason to or that. But these are our main 2. Search for Miracle, Forward Wipe. You know the drill. And of course our 1 Phoenix Destroyer. You know, it's all about our evil heroes, this deck. So that's why our other packages are very short. Plus, you know, you can use super, if your opponent has, you know, their own Phoenix, you can probably super poly it away and make your own, maybe. If they have the necessary things on their field, or you do. I'm just gonna actually go to the super poly targets before we get to our evil heroes. Our super polymerization targets, 1 Parada Plant, Dragos Palia, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, and Mud Dragon of the Swamp. When I was playing against Wind Barrier, I thought I would be fine because I had Super Poly, and I was like, oh yeah, they're all winds, and he's gonna have a Wind Barrier, and there's nothing that Super Poly is gonna get rid of to make a wind, because I was like, oh yeah, Mud Dragon, I'm fine. But I'm like, it's a water, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to sit here until I get something to get rid of that Wind Barrier. But I'm sorry, guys, that deck is toxic. Like, I don't know what goes through y'all's heads that play Bird Up. Because, like, there was somebody I was talking to that was like, I don't even see people playing Wind Barrier when they play a deck. I'm like, are you, what? Every person I've played against or online has the Wind Barrier statue. I don't know who you playing against, but they obviously don't know what that card is. But alright guys, for the fun part, the Evil Hero package. So of course, we are running 2 Evil Hero Malicious Bane. It does come up a lot, where what's funny is this deck in a grind game can actually keep going. I've had people, well, I've mostly been playing online because my locals aren't open, but I've had people online, every time I make another Malicious Bane or just keep slapping more Evil Heroes out there, like, how do you still have more? Like, I'm like, cause I'm playing an Evil Hero deck. I have more in there. I'm not just gonna play 1. I got 2 of them. But it has came up, and half the time, if I'm going for game, you have the Malicious Bane, and then you send the other one with, you know, the field spell, and then it gets boosted by a lot. And then also, having the other Malicious Bane in your graveyard will set you up for Evil Hero Malicious Fiend. Because not only he requires Malicious Edge, he requires a level 5 or higher was it? No, level 6 or higher Fiend monster. Which I wish they said 5, because then at least you could use the Sinister Necron if need be. But you basically have to use another one of your fusion monsters to make this, and he's not even that crazy of a card. I've actually made him a few times, and it's kind of funny when your opponent goes into battle phase, they want to attack something small, and then they're just like, wait, why can't I attack your other things? I'm like, you gotta attack him. That's his effect. When you go into battle phase, you must attack this card. That's literally the thing. If your opponent goes into battle phase, they must attack this. Like, they can't end their battle phase. Like, they've tried to do that, and they're like, I can't end my battle phase. I'm like, you can't. It says you must attack this card. You must. Now, I guess it would be a little different. I guess if they didn't have any monsters, maybe. But it says they must attack this card. So, I don't know if the ruling on that is right, but I don't know if the game just glitches or not. But the fact that it says you must attack it, I guess if you enter battle phase and you have monsters, I guess you gotta swing at it. That's what it says. So, 1 Malicious Fiend, and it's actually a fire, so you actually have to watch out when you have Feeder Fusion Destiny, because our only evil hero that's actually a dark is Bane, because Fiend is fire. He's a fire type, and then we have the Dark Gaia, who's obviously Earth, and then our Inferno Wing, who's also fire. So just watch out when you activate Fusion Destiny. You won't be able to make all these other ones besides Malicious Bane. The Dark Gaia has came up the most, honestly, in all my duels. Second would pretty much, if I had to rank which ones came in the most, this would be the order. From, I guess, left to right? I guess you'd see it that way, yeah. So this would be the number of how many times I was. So of course, Bane the most, Gaia second, Inferno Wing third, Malicious Fiend last. The only reason it's last is because the game is usually over before I can even make this. Because this is like one of those, you're in the grind game now, and then you make this. But anyway, guys, that was it for my Evil Hero deck profile. The last deck profile of 2021 is crazy. This year has been really long. I never thought that this year would have ended, but we're finally here. It's finally over. We can look forward to a brand new year. And I look forward to spending a brand new year making new content for you guys. I'm really excited to stream my locals and show you guys what kind of duels I experience, or just other decks, and then even more deck profiles. Instead of y'all just seeing my face the whole time, I'll be doing deck profiles for everybody who gets first place, or just even any crazy decks that people brought there that actually did really good and got maybe first or second place. And then more box openings. We got video games coming up for those of you who would be interested in that. But anyway, guys, all I got to say is thank you so much. This has been a crazy year. It's been awesome to see this channel slowly growing. We got a little good community coming on here, and I'd like to thank you guys once again. At the end of the day, it's you guys that make everybody's dreams happen, you know? It's the viewer. But all you gotta do, I have to do the work to make it happen, you know? But of course, it's for you guys. I've always wanted to help people, especially when it came to heroes. This is the deck I love the most. But of course, you guys see that a lot. A lot of people say that, but obviously, this deck means a lot to me. If this deck never existed, I'd probably never even play Yu-Gi-Oh! To be honest, nothing got me into the game besides these cards right here. Heroes are what got me into playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In the first place, and I'd like to thank this whole, Konami to make this, Jade and Yuki, all that. For this to exist is why I'm here today making content for you guys. Anyway, guys, enough of the mushy stuff. It's been a crazy year, you guys. For the few months that I've been making videos for you, the love is real, and I'd like to see it keep coming, and I can give back to you in the future. So this is Trinity Wolf signing out for 2021. I will see you guys in the brand new year. All right, guys. Peace out.